Whoop. Hello and okay, sorry about that. But hello and welcome to the stream. I'm a little to the side, so let me reposition myself. What? Well, welcome everyone to the stream. We're continuing the Alex today, and I had a headache today, so I decided just to do a bit of pre-stream prep. By which I mean I just very autistically, very OCD, just bagged up the parts. I pre-cut a bunch of the parts and bagged them. We still have to prep a lot of these parts, I noticed. But we will be getting into assembly, and we're going to be kind of doing both the prep and assembly at the same time. But we don't need to do the cutoff anymore. What? And before we start, I have some news. In the mail, two things came in the mail. If you're on the Discord, you already know this, but the first thing that came in the mail was Sayla's gun cannon, which means I have enough kits for the, well, for the women's pole, effectively, just mobile suits piloted by women. The Gia, Sayla's, the Gebera Tetra, and I always forget what the fourth one is. And I got the Danan Gay in the mail and I was delighted when I got this in the mail. I just want to say I was wonderfully amused, and I want to show you why I was so amused. Sorry that the camera's a little off. I need to adjust it. Oof, I still have all the polycaps from me doing the cutting earlier. But I want to convey to you why it's so funny to me, and that this is a 1/100 scale. This is a 1/44th scale. They are almost the same size. This is like, I don't even think a centimeter more. It has like maybe a centimeter. I don't even think that's a centimeter. That might not even be a centimeter, but it. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. Let me jump over to YouTube real quick. I need to check something. I think I made a really bad mistake in streaming. Uh-oh. 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 Hopefully that's fixed. I was accidentally streaming on unlisted for on YouTube for a second. I was like, I had a feeling I fucked up. Oh, what's a stream without a little bit of scuff? I think that probably made it so that nobody got notified either. Oof. But we have these two kits came in the mail, and I could not stop laughing at the fact of how this one is so small for a 1/100 scale. Like, normally the boxes are like twice the size, and this guy, it's barely bigger than this just normal 1/44th scale box, so this guy's gonna be tiny. I might just build it at the start of next year without even doing a vote for it, because I want to build the Danan Gay so much. But that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt me in the algorithm, not having it on unlisted. Let's see here. Oh, but that's why we have the Discord and the Twitter for notifications. Let's start the building. I did find online a bunch of good resources for the decals, because we have to do stickers, because this just came with stickers, but I actually plan next year to get a bunch of decals for it. I can't afford it this year. I'm over budget on so many things right now. But for next year, I plan to get a bunch of decals, and if we have an extra stream day, we can just fill it out with the decals, take off the stickers, put on the decals. Where does this kit start? It starts with the torso. Here. Baggy. I'm still searching through everything. The bags have not helped at all. Oh, the head. Let's keep that right there. Oof. Kind of thankful for today. Even though I had a headache, The headache made me slow down. And for the first time in like 2 weeks, I actually feel like I'm on the day that I'm on. I've been feeling like I've been like working ahead so much. It's just been throwing me through a loop. That's not right. Those are the weapons, so I must already have the bag out. I think these are the legs. That's the waist. The irony of me losing the parts by getting them in more order is not lost on me. But we did find them. Come on. I'm actually going to double check the YouTube feed to make sure that I am showing publicly. Oop. Okay. Oh, come on, please, come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm showing publicly. Good. Okay, that's all I needed to check. Because as I said, I accidentally started the stream with unlisted. Ooh. Let's get all these parts. There should be a little pilot dude. There she is. There's Christina Mackenzie. Ooh. Let us get her in the cockpit. I think we just put her right there. With the other master grades we've been doing, one little thing that keeps happening, it always feels like the cockpit opening doesn't line up quite right. Ooh. With the cockpit itself, either it's like just like when you open the cockpit opening and you just see their feet, or you just see their head poking out. So I'm kind of wondering if we're actually going to get a cockpit where it actually is as big as it's depicted in the anime, or if it's going to be like a little tank hatch like it has been. Hello, Ivan. Tech me war crimes on Gundam, Alex. Who teach me war? I don't know why I said tech. I misread that. I do like that. The Federation war crimes are so much more subtle than the... Excuse me, than Zeon's war crimes. But they're still bad, because, like, throughout the 1 year war... The Federation is just using civilian outposts to, like, do military development and using, like, neutral colonies to house, like, you know, surpluses of weapons or, again, do military weapons development. Like, they're just breaking all the rules of war. Meanwhile, Zeon, at least, Zeon's going like, we'll just throw stuff at the Earth. We'll just commit our war crimes outright. The Federation's like, we're gonna commit war crimes, but it's gonna be a little more sneaky about it. We're gonna know that it doesn't look good to throw things at Earth. Also, we live on Earth, so we wouldn't do that. Oh, have you seen the... Ooh. Have you seen, the take... The Danan Gay... Yeah, the Danan Gay, I think, was it you who posted, or... Let me check. Was it you who posted? I didn't check who posted the picture, but somebody posted the picture of the Danan next to... the master grade Zazabi, which is just Jesus Christ. Those are both 1/100 scale though, actually, aren't they? Oh my god, actually. Is that the master scale Zazabi? Because that's even funnier, because I was kind of thinking of it like a perfect grade, but now I've just realized that's just a master grade, isn't it? That's just 1/100 scale next to 1/100 scale, and I'll show chat. Just so you can see how small this is literally like a high grade. It looks like a high grade standing next to that, and it's gonna be, we're gonna have, it's gonna be smaller than some high grades. I really do wonder if the Danan is going to be smaller than the 1/44th scale Zazabi. Also, where are the tweezers? Yes, both are 1/100. I literally, when I first saw it, thought the Zazabi was a perfect grade. And then I remembered, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Because I realized the perfect grade should actually be bigger. So I just kind of realized that when you reminded me of it. That is a beautiful fucking... 1/100 scale. Is that the Verka, or is that like a... Usually third parties take more liberties, but... That is a beautiful Zazabi. See here. Here's this piece, the shoulder pieces. Oof, everything's a mess. Can you guys see the instructions? I wanted to get the camera a little lower so you guys could see everything. Here are all my sprue bits from doing the pre-cuts on before stream. Yeah. Hamburger, welcome Gundam, welcome, welcome. Ooh, happy to have you, welcome. Let me see here. And then... Oh, that's a friction joint. Okay, so I kind of did this... Okay. My left from my right, I've made a horrible mistake. So this is down. So that means this is... this side. Good morning to you. I do like how how you and several other... What the hell? Several other people are on the other side of the globe and in the southern hemisphere. So not only is it morning, but it's also like summer for you. Or the first week of... Wait. The first week of spring is next week for you, or is it the first week of summer is next week? It's the first week of summer, isn't it? Hold up. This is actually a really interesting construction, and I want to see if I can show you. I can't believe China makes the winter coat for the high-grade master grade. Dude, China produces a bunch of, like, if you want to get just, like, a third-party thing, you're just going to want to manufacture it in China, because China just has the facilities to do it already. Hey, America, how's the progress going? It's going fine. I did all the pre-cuts before stream, just so we wouldn't have to search through that. I'd say it's going fine, but apparently I don't know how to do this, and I want to show you what it is, because it's really neat. It's already hot today, because you're moving into summer. Well, I mean, you're kind of in the tropics. It's gonna be hot no matter what time of year. But it has these little teeth on it. I don't know, you can kind of see them there. Yeah, you can see it actually better if I hold it away. You can see those teeth, and those are... It's a key joint, so you can see there's a little bit cut away from this, right on this edge. It's on this side. There's a little bit cut away. So what it is you push it through and it locks, and then you twist it around to get it to lock in. And I don't know if I did that right. Shit, wait. Uh-oh. I was so concerned with telling you about it, I forgot to actually do, shit. I was so concerned with telling you about it, I might have fucked it up by doing it. I need... Oh, wow, this is, I don't know how how did I do this? I don't know, but I fucked it up. How did I even do that? Oh, shit. I think that's the one thing I wasn't supposed to do. Okay. We just need to... Okay, we can get it off. So... we have the key joint. We need to... Oh, wait a minute. So, this might be the wrong side. Let me double check. Oh, I can't sleep at night, even with your fan goes full speed. Oh my goodness. The humidity is what kills. That's why I never want to move to Florida, because even though you'll have central air, I just don't want to deal with that. Ooh. Even in Florida, though, it still gets cold. And Florida can still get to, like, freezing temperatures if you're, at least in the panhandle. Which is crazy to think about, because when you're in the Midwest, you consider Florida to be so far south. It's not really that far south in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so... This is the... Okay, we did have the wrong one, I believe. And then we put this in. We did it backwards as well. We put this in, and then we twist it. I guess we just twist it 360? I guess this is correct now. It looks correct. And then we do that with the other side as well. Oops. Welcome, Opus. Welcome, Welcomes. YouTube didn't notify you because I started the stream as unlisted because I forgot to fix that. That's my fault. That's not YouTube's fault. Only Mary could fuck up something while explaining it. It's pretty impressive. I think it's pretty impressive. I think it's a talent, personally. I like how I'm not looking at the instructions. I'm like decoding it by this one, and that's very stupid of me. So let me take this off again. I did it wrong the same way again, actually. Oh my god, I am incurably stupid. Let's see here. I'm surprised YouTube let you say the F word, actually. The clip of Crony, I think, in the VTuber that is sent the... Oh yeah, I remember that now. The clip you're talking about of Crony. But I have arrived nonetheless. Done the thumbs up. Oh, thank you for the likes. I always appreciate it. Let's see here. Okay. So, don't put it on like this. Put it on like this. First things first. And let's see here. We want it... It goes on... like this. Then you twist it. It is a forgiving build for Baka Nagaijin like me, which is always appreciated. And this one goes on this side. You know, this is impressive. How I was like, this is... I'm always concerned when I do this with master grades, pre-cutting the pieces, that it'll go too quickly, and then I am quickly reminded of how stupid I am. It says I need to just push it on, but like... Ah! Fuck! I really should have seen that coming. I pushed it down, and then when the peg came out this end, it hit me right on the fingertip. Fucking idiot. I put it as you can see, it's covering up the hole, so I put my finger over the hole that it's supposed to go through. That is very much, I almost said my real life last name, that is very much Vesper behavior. That's in my blood. And I put that one on upside down, didn't I? My dual sense of remote is drifting. Oh. Dual sense remote is drifting. I wonder if I can use the software to increase the dead zone. Oh my god, I hope. Fucking... God, it seems like almost all controllers, the more complex they get and the more advanced they get, just more drifting is a thing. I don't know what exactly a dual sense is specifically, but if you're talking about drift, I assume it's like related to controller drift. I hate how every Xbox drifts on the exact same way. The movement stick drifts to the upper left on every 360 controller I've ever owned. I don't know why. It has to be something I'm doing, or all 360 controllers just suck. Oh yeah, Merrick have found a funny game, but sadly I think it's still in Japanese only. PS5. Oh, okay, because your DualSense remote for PS5. That's like a newer thing. How is it already drifting? What is this fucking... What is this, a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con? That's insane that that's already drifting. At least the Joy-Con had the excuse that Joy-Con drifts are really terrible. But at least they have the excuse that they are small, compact technology. They're kind of trying to fit in a lot into a very small package. And the Xbox drifting, 360 drifting, was only bad. I'm looking at this and trying to figure out what does it want me to do. Okay, I see what I didn't put this on. The 360 drifting was only bad for like fine controls. It wouldn't, like, you wouldn't just start walking in one direction. So I hope it's more like the 360 where it's kind of just fine. It's just fine motor controls a little screwed, but it doesn't. It's not like a Switch where it's just like, you put down the controller and your character just starts looking around, just going, woo! Just starts spinning in place because the fucking control sticks are absolutely awful. Your own fault, probably let it out, smushed between my desk and, okay. Ooh, so it's probably more of a mechanical thing and not just a production issue. Japanese language, but still there's a clip and was translated into English from a clipper. Thank God for clippers. Clippers doing the real work, having to do all that editing and translation. Just for somebody to click on it, watch that 30-second video, go, maybe hit the like, go away. Be like, I like that anime girl. And then not really factor in like who actually did all the work to clip it. Ooh. But they don't do it for the recognition, the clippers. They do it for the love of the game. They do it for the love of their Oshis. They're Oshis who don't even know they exist. But they don't need the love. They don't need reciprocation. Ooh. They're true homies. Want to hear the truth over a view of the game? Don't worry. It's definitely not a spoiler. That means it is a spoiler. Okay, that's a double negative. That was a little too much information. I have a relative who is an English teacher. That's a little too much information. Like, I know what a double negative is. I'm not your typical American who's illiterate. Oh, nice. I can use the D-pad to movement instead of the stick in question. If it's a platformer, you should be using the D-pad anyways. Holy crap, never use stick. I mean... You know, actually, I don't know how bad, actually, now that I say that, I don't know how bad, PS controllers are for platforming. Xbox controllers are abominable for platforming. They are some of the worst things you'll ever interact with. We need polycap. But how are actual PlayStation controllers when it comes down to platforming? Do you have to use the D-pad, or do sticks work fine? Because on Nintendo controllers, D-pad or sticks work fine. And Xbox controllers, it's just awful. It's awful because the stick controls are not like... They are literally fine-tuned to work like a D-pad, so you can't get like more finesse out of the stick. And then the D-pads are designed to work more in line with like a stick control and have like more range of motion. Really, fucking Xbox designed the worst controller imaginable if you think about it. The movement stick is designed to work more like a D-pad, and the D-pad is designed to work more like a movement stick. What the fuck were they thinking? Nah, it's not a spoiler. You can share it then. It's an old FF Pixel remasters. I played Metroid Dread with it, and it was excellent. Fucking love Metroid Dread. I don't know if I'm gonna play the new Metroid because I've heard problems about the new Metroid, but by God, I need to do a Metroid week. Not a Metroid. I need to do like a Metroid month next year. Also, I forgot to put the polycap in, so that's why I'm taking this out. And I'm really lazy about polycap, so I'm just gonna twist this one off. Metroid Dread was so clean, and it was so difficult for my dumb butt, but I still loved it. Okay, here it goes. You are a hero in the medieval fantasy timeline. It's in isekai anime stuff. You're gonna have to narrow it down a little bit. It's a medieval isekai. You're gonna have to narrow that fucking category way down, buddy. You're gonna have to slow down. Oh, okay, I see how I see what I'm seeing it wrong. New Prime is not good, Metroid Prime. Maybe they will patch it, but it's a mess. That's disappointing. One complaint I heard, which was not fair for it, like a fair complaint, is the fact that it's very hand-holding, which is not what Metroid is supposed to be. Like the NPC just holds your hand and doesn't shut the hell up and tells you everything that's going on. But one thing that I heard that was not a fair criticism is people said, oh hey, people who worked on Halo 4 worked on Metroid Prime 4. And the reason that's not fair criticism is because a bunch of people who worked on Halo 4 worked on the original trilogy of Metroid Prime. So just leaving it at that, my immediate question was like, oh, were they like the group of developers from Retro who went to 343? Ooh. It's by a guy who's just a hater of like 343, so he found that out and he's just like, well, I just have to use this information to just shit on the game. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but you know when you say that you're shitting on, like if you're shitting on the developers, again, developers who worked on the original Metroid Prime trilogy also worked on Halo 4. So it's probably those guys, because a lot of people were brought back to work on on Metroid Prime 4 who worked on the originals. Oh, look at it. You meet the king named King Plotter. No fucking way. That's definitely didn't plot anything. And the one responsible for the world problems and his wife named Queen always cheating. Fucking. I know these are like direct translations, so like in Japanese they're puns and whatnot. You know, so it wouldn't be like, it'd be like King Blotter in like English, and then like Queen always cheating. Or fucking, it's still too on the nose, but fucking, it sounds very Japanese. Against the evil demon king named Demon King Hero's father. Sounds like Japanese puns. I'll still never get over the fact that Toriyama, when he was like, oh shit, what do I name Goku? What do I name Goku? Like, what do I give his Saiyan name? Like, his traditional, original people's name before he was named Goku. He wears orange. Let's name him Carrot. What should the king of the Saiyans be called? King Vegetable. I'm a genius. I have this green-haired, like, legendary Super Saiyan. What should he be named? He has green hair? Broccoli. Fucking amazing writer. The unapologetic writing of Toriyama is one of my favorite things. He's like, you know what? I got started in gags and I need to keep the gags. No, America, it's actually the names. I know you think it's because of the translation. Ooh. But it's actually the game's actual names. So he's saying like their names are like always cheating in English, and that's the joke. Is it's something that sounds, it's something that's, is the original Japanese always cheating, or is it always cheating but in English, but in the original Japanese it's like you don't know what the name is because you don't know how to read English. It's like me having a character who's a stupid foreigner and then naming him Gaijin in like a story, which means stupid foreigner. Or is it just like I have a character named Stupid Foreigner? It's the that's not foreshadowing. I feel like there's a different, I feel like we've gone past foreshadowing. Okay, I see how I put this on wrong. Or am I? Hold on. I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out what I'm doing wrong here, but I can tell I am doing something wrong, so let's... okay. So there's two small pegs right here. I don't know if it's because I worked on a master grade recently, so I'm more cautious, or if the instructions are just more clear. And then this, which one goes on first? Who's on first? That's a good one. If you've never looked up who's on first, chat, ooh, it's some of the best comedy ever written by Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? That's what I'm asking you. No, that's what he's called. Who's on first? Who? Exactly. I actually rewatched Who's on First recently. It holds up so damn good. What's on second? I'm not asking about second. And then the neck guard joint. Ooh, no, that is not the neck. Game is basically making fun of a isekai anime and how obvious it is. Okay, so it is. Ooh, it's would that be a parody or satire at that point? I guess if it's making fun of the entire genre, it's more of a satire. Ooh. Parody and satire are kind of a confusing thing of where one starts and where one begins. Where one stops. Okay, my favorite part. Also, this has the same, this does have the issue, if I can show you, where... Why? Why is this so commonly a thing in master grades? Like, this cockpit door is actually big enough to see the whole pilot in, but again, we just see the feet. We just get feet pics, chat. Why does this keep happening with master grades? It's especially confusing because in the anime, the windows are usually like at eye level if they're a smaller hatch. Also, I'm trying to get this to close back up and it's kind of more of a pain in the ass than I want it to be. You go on an adventure with a companion's named Mage, definitely with definitely will betray you, Swordsmaster. No idea what I'm doing, and healer, why will die soon. Yeah, I'll send you a clip. Okay, I'll send you a clip. Cause feet, yeah, but I want to see the whole body. I'm not Tarantino. I need to close this door, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. Oh, wait, I got something in the mail recently that might help with this. To repair something, I got like an epoxy kit. I got an epoxy kit recently. It came with a little tool. I just need my part separator or something, actually, but if I can find it, it might actually be a really good alternative to the part separator. I don't see the part separator, but I got this epoxy kit, and it has like this little very thin but very hard plastic that you're supposed to use to cut up the epoxy. But I realized it actually would be perfect for a part separator. So I want to share that on stream when I find it. Okay. Gotta just reopen stream to see these Hazabi again. Thank you for sharing that, by the way, guys. Ooh, I'm actually happy to see that multiple of you are excited about the Danan Gay. Again, I'm probably not even gonna put that on a poll. That's probably gonna be the third build of the year. Because the first build is the Police Zaku. The second build... Oh, there's another piece I need to put on. The second build will be voted on by you guys. And then the third build will probably be the Danan Gay, in all honesty. But no promises. Uh-oh. I appear to have missed a step. Ah, okay. I need to literally deconstruct this real quick. It's not the first time I've had to do this. I forgot I did not assemble these parts. So, we get to see how well this can be disassembled, which is always important in any Gunpla kit if you want to go back and customize it. So, my incompetence has its benefits. What? Easiest way to do this will be like that. I like how I'm so used to taking things apart that I'm actually just kind of more proficient at just being like, okay, where are the seams? Where are the connection points? Here we go. Actually, the more difficult part's going to be taking this part off, I think. Oh! I cut that a little. That's what I was trying to avoid. Gee! Ha! Ooh, I really want to put that guy on my thumbnail. The guy from Community who's going, ha! Gay! For the Danan gay. Don't spoil it for me, by the way, but I do wonder if it's going to be smaller than the high-grade Sazabi. Ooh, it's definitely going to be shorter than the high-grade... What's our biggest high-grade? Not counting the Psycho. It's, of course, going to be smaller than the Psycho. But it's going to be obviously smaller than the Kasi Gundam. Ooh. And this is not wanting to come off. Why are you being difficult with me right now? Why won't you let me disassemble you? Who are you, Johnny 5? Send clip of a watch later? Okay. Danan Zahn, more closely. It does look like Vader. Oh yeah, with the Stahl helm. I was actually kind of wondering, because I was like, isn't there another one with the Danans? And I couldn't remember if they... if they both appeared in F91 or if one appeared in F91 and one appeared in, You are just not wanting to come off. There we go. Sorry, Crossbones. But yeah, the one with the more Stahl helm looking design. I kind of wonder if they're going to make a 1/100 scale of that, or if it's going to be P Bandai or more like general release. There we go. No, Eric, put the Echo Gay. Nah. Okay, so now we can put these on. My incompetence has benefits, I assure you. This goes on. I knew I was missing something, though. We also need to make sure we put the neck on properly. I need to stop being an idiot for 1 minute. Okay. And then this goes here. And we didn't remember to put this on after for the neck. This is the neck joint. And this is the neck guard. Welcome, Zaza. I'm waiting for the Master Grade Confer 2.0. I actually have the original not the original, but I have the Master Grade Confer. I don't know if there was one before the, like, before it. I don't know if it's like a original or if it's a 1.5. But I actually need to get a new Confer. It's the first thing we built this year, coincidentally. And I lost its eye, because its head is so insecure that the top of its head came off, and its eye is tiny, and I lost its eye, so I just don't even know what I'm gonna do. I need to find the eye before the end of the year, because I need to do a review for it, for all the Gunpla we built this year. And then we can quickly put everything back together. What's this part? I'm a little confused why this part is here. This looks like the groin part. Why is it here? Does it go here? No, it doesn't. So I just randomly have a groin. I just randomly have like a groin part here for some reason. Both appear in F91. And the Zahn is for mass-produced generic pilots. The G's, oh! So maybe the Zahn will be a standard release if it's more of a mass-produced unit. Maybe. Hopefully. It'd be annoying if both are P Bandai, is just the thing. Come on. What are we... okay, I see what the problem was. Easy fix, steal the Zaki 2i. I could probably order a replacement eye now that you say that. I was looking into, like, getting water slide decals. There are customization stuff that I could probably order. Ooh. Why is it being difficult now? Did I put it together wrong? No. So what did I just mess up at so you guys don't make the same obvious mistake? Ooh. This part is gone. We put this part here. And then let's take this off just so it's not there. Follow the instructions. Da-da-da. Ah, okay, I see. I didn't have it lined up properly. I had it a little too low, sitting a little too low, and I was trying to plug it into the wrong parts. I think it's still going into the wrong parts. I need to plug it into these small holes, not these big holes. I don't know if you can see them very well. Let me see if I can adjust the lighting. These small holes up here, not these ones, is what I need to line it up with. Okay, so... Oh, I forgot it's a monarchy in F91, isn't it? It's the Jupiter Empire. So you're saying that the Dallas is for nobles. I guess that's supposed to be Danan. I still don't know what I'm doing wrong. I did this earlier without a problem. What am I messing up right now? Okay, it's just really persnickety. What was happening was because I wasn't... This is really tight. This part right here is really tight, and what was happening was I just wasn't putting it like perfectly forward. I was having it at the slightest angle, and because it was at even the slightest angle, I couldn't line it up to the other pegs. So I had to like put it in perfectly. It's just a little finicky. Crossbone Vanguards are nobles from side 4. Good for side 4. Ooh, having royalty and whatnot. Good for them while everyone else is collapsing. They're just like, let's go back to a feudal system. You know what? Ooh, I have this new experimental idea. And actually, let's... We're actually going to take this off so we can prep it a little. I fucking hate you. Okay, so let us find the paint. The paint is in the box. Jupiter Empire is its own entity. Okay, so the Dallas is something else. I thought it was just a typo for the Danan. I thought it auto-corrected. The black paint was already out. We did not need to do that. And... And we're just going to fill in this back part. Okay. We also need to do a little bit of panel liner. Yeah, Crossbone Vanguards are also the sponsors of Mars Xeon. Ooh. I like how the question is like, what the, like, there's a Xeon on Mars, what the hell were they doing the entire time? Like, well, everyone else was doing things throughout, like, the universal centuries. It's like, oh, they're just constantly doing civil wars. Like, Mars Xeon was just in a Mars is in a constant state of civil war. Kind of technically like everywhere else in the solar system. But the reason that, like, occasionally, like, they'll be like, oh, we support, like, Axis Xeon, but then, you know, they come back home after, you know, the Grips conflict, and they see, uh-oh, the other faction took power while we were gone. Ooh, we have to have another civil war. Woo! It's kind of funny learning about Mars Xeon. Ooh. I kind of like those kooky fellas just constantly doing shit. Welcome, Ricey. I don't know which one is the Burger Dallas, but the Burger Dallas is kind of a hilarious fucking name because it sounds like Burger Dallas, which is very poetic. I appreciate that. That's poetry right there. But Burger Dallas. Burga Dallas. No, I want I don't want Braga Dallas. I want Burga Dallas. Jupiter Empire wouldn't build the Burga Dallas because of the complex and expensive. Okay. Is it weird that they don't give sitting pilots for real grades since they clearly have the technology? You know, I was about to say they do give pilots, but you said sitting pilots. You're right. You get like little standee pilot figures. I never really thought about that discrepancy before. Ooh. Hey, are there real grades where you have like pilots sculpted into something? I can't quite remember. Ooh, and I accidentally touched the paint when it was still drying. So the second trailer of Hathaway's Flash is out. Oh my god. We cannot watch that at the end of stream actually because trailers are not safe to watch. We might be able to watch Suction Cup Man at the end of stream. Burger Dallas are those purple ones. I'm looking them up. Oh, they're the ones from other Gundam. Oh no, they're still from F91. Let's see here. Da-da-da. And we need to get this done. Oh yeah, did you panel line the pilot? Fuck, I forgot to. I mean, I can technically because this isn't very secure, which doesn't feel right. Oh! The whole cockpit opens up. So it has like a latch or the whole cockpit opens up, but we can panel line it. Hold up, that's actually a good point. This is not what how we should be doing it. Why is the panel liner not flowing like it normally does? Huh. How do I get you out of there? I just... Come on. I got her by the neck. Come on. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there, you look. Come on, get out. There we go. Okay, we'll put you back in there later, don't worry. We'll panel line her, then wipe her off. Ooh. But that should be a lot safer having her out of it. They are from F91. Ooh. They only have standing pilots for real grades. They removed also after the tall geese. Ooh. Yeah, that's right. The tall geese didn't come with a... Or did it come with a standing? I don't even remember if the tall geese came with a standing or not. Well, yeah, I know the older ones did, but I haven't had a lot of time with the newer ones. I didn't really do much with the newer ones. And we're gonna let that dry, then we're gonna take like a paper towel or a Q-tip with some lighter fluid to clean it up later. That actually does make the pilot look a lot better, even if it's a little jank. Can't you tell from the goggle camera sensors? The thing is, F91 has the goggle camera sensors, but then Victory has like the bug eye sensors, and sometimes I get them confused because I haven't watched them yet. I'll tell you one thing from the trailer. No, I didn't watch it yet, but I'll tell you from the thumbnail. The blonde in the first movie, that's it. Awesome, they have a blonde character in a Gundam. That's how you know it's gonna be good. They have a blonde woman in the Gundam. They have a blonde woman. Ah. Actually, there's a lot of blonde people in Gundam. That did Hathaway from the original versions, like characters from video games and whatnot. They actually were like, there's too many blonde people. We need to make this guy like Hispanic, you know? We need to make the investigator, the guy investigating Hathaway. We need to make him like Hispanic or Southeast Asian. We're not quite sure which one he is. Again, it's up to interpretation. Ooh. If you're in Asia, he's Southeast Asian. If you're in America, he's Hispanic. Take the pilot out and panel line. These AT-AT incident happened. Yeah. I did it. I did. I was smart enough. I grabbed her by the neck with the, you know, the little tweezers. I'm a monster. And then this oh, wait. I was gonna say, like, this should be dry enough now. Actually, it's not. And I got a little bit of panel liner on there. But I need to panel line here. Here. And we'll let that dry and start building the next part. Here. And here. There's a little bit of panel lining I need to do right there, but it's safe to do because it's not in any joints or anything, or near any joints. So I'll also get some panel lining there, but actually for that, should I do black on the blue, or should I do gray on the blue for panel lining? They do have gray panel liner. I'm just not sure which one I should do. We're not gonna bother that. But a little bit of panel lining we can do. The blonde flight attendant from the first movie. It's kind of weird that she's in it, because she's a flight attendant. Why would she be in the trailer? Hathaway's Flash looks very Southeast Asian, to be honest. The investigator, I believe you mean. With the low-income neighborhoods and... No. The location is, like, Southeast Asia. I forget where exactly. I mean the investigator, the guy who's investigating Hathaway, the, you know, guy with black hair and tan skin. Like, if you're in Asia, people are like, oh yeah, he's, like, from the Philippines or some shit, because that's where the story takes place, so why not? Makes sense. But if you're in America, everyone's like, that's a Mexican, because if he has tan skin and dark hair, there's no other person. The fuck's a Brazilian? Never heard of it before. I'm just saying more like the myopic nature of Americans. They just see a guy with dark skin and black hair, and they're just like, gotta be a Mexican. No other people on Earth. What's an Indian? Ooh. How can he be Indian? He doesn't have a silly accent. I don't believe it. Americans are very basic people. Very pure people. Innocent. That's confirmed to be Thailand. Oh, that's where exactly. So that. I thought it was like. I don't know why, but I always thought it was like Cambodia or something, which is like the same region, but. Hathaway's Flash. I only use gray on the. On white? Okay. Then I'll use then I'll stick to black. I forgot Jollibee original. I forgot where Jollibee originally is. Is Jollibee a real life? Is like a real life company, or is that just like something made up? I mean, that's great marketing for Jollibee. They're like everyone else, you know, they don't exist anymore, but Jollibee, we're still there, even after you know half the human population's gone. Jollibee will be there. I can walk outside and see 7 fellows looking like that. Heck, my dad is around the same level of tan. That's what I mean. He's almost certainly like Southeast Asian. But it also kind of goes more to anime art styles and how anime kind of really reduces people to tone. So it's very easy for Americans to project ethnicity and race onto anime characters because... Uh-oh. Oh, no, I thought I messed up for a second. Because we grew up with it, so like... Because of localization, effectively, everyone's like, Sailor Moon's white because she has, like, pale skin and blonde hair. And it's like, well, not exactly. She's in Japan. That's kind of the strength of it. It has that old Disney art style where you can project race very easily onto it. So anyone you see can... It can be up to interpretation for the audience to a certain extent, but... It's not the important thing isn't the race though, it's the character. Which is also good. America, you're American, you should know this. Jollibee is a IRL fast food chain. It's Philippines, I just forgot where Jollibee is. Fucking Hathaway flash into the Philippines or is it in fucking Thailand? Which one the fucking is it? Heck, my dad is okay. Already read that one. I don't do it. Listen, I know like American chains, and American chains are largely regional. Ooh. It's kind of weird because in America there will be chains that are like, there are companies that are like national, but then they'll keep regional chains. So what that means is you'll have like a Rally's and a Hardee's. And if I remember, Rally's and Hardee's are effectively the same restaurant. But if like what it is if you're in the Midwest, it's a Rally's. But if you start going to the South at a certain point, before you get to the South, about like 3/4 of the way going down like Ohio or Indiana, just the Rally's get replaced by Hardee's. And like, they're not the exact same restaurant, but you look at them and you're like, that's just the same restaurant. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There are things like that in America, which I do find entertaining. Wait a minute, I recognize this. Oh, I forgot to panel line the other side. Anyways, I found a funny Indonesian clip of a boyfriend celebrating his girlfriend's birthday. It's a very unique way. Ooh, how are you doing it? How he's celebrating? Let's get this on. I'm okay with putting this on even though we haven't cleaned it up yet because... Again, I don't think it's going to cause a problem when we do the cleanup. I said doo-doo, haha. Why? There we go. This kit might become alignment hell. I'm not quite sure. I cannot afford to lose you. Let us actually get this out and... Oh! That did not work as well as I thought it would. I might have poured some lighter fluid on the floor. Don't worry about it. It just adds to the aroma of the room. Then I'm gonna wait for that cotton swab to dry a little. Egg trail, he lit in a... What the fuck? Instead of a cake, he brings a whole ass trays of eggs in a sack. What am I missing? Hold up, I looked away for a second. Okay, so instead of cake, he brings a whole tray of eggs and a sack of flour. And on top of the eggs and tray is lit a candle, and the best part is the girlfriend loves it, and that's a keeper. I don't know how to bake, but I know this stuff goes into it. Happy birthday. That is actually that is actually pretty funny. Hathaway's flash is in the Philippines, Davao City. I should put the stream chat. Hold on. I like how in Halo, how there's just like new cities. Like you have New Mombasa and New Phoenix. Kind of like how you have New York City, but imagine if New York City was just right next to like York. You know, I think that's England has York, but it's just right next to York. It's just like that. It's just New Mombasa is literally just like a 15-minute drive from old Mombasa, which is just real life Mombasa. You know, New Phoenix is just right next to old Phoenix, because that's just how they just did that. They just built new cities. I think that's supposed to be like the Delta City from RoboCop, where how Delta City would be like new Detroit, but it's just built on top of old Detroit or right next to it. I think that's kind of the idea they were going for. I just kind of find that funny in Halo. Is this whenever there's a city, it's always new something, except for Sydney. Sydney doesn't get a new. There's no new Sydney. For some reason, the HQ. I don't know why this is, but the HQ of the UNSC, the like human military, is in Sydney. I don't know why. Normally, like, you might be like the developer. No, the developers are like, originally Bungie was from what, like New England? And then 343 is like from the Pacific Northwest. They might both be from the Pacific Northwest now that I think about it. But either way, it's just like, no, just for some reason there's like Sydney. That should be the military like HQ of all humanity. Fucking why? Let's see here. Still a little too much, but okay. Okay, so the Q-tip is a little too much. It goes into the crevices a little more than I want. So I'm gonna have to repanel line that later. I might have to do the cleanup off stream in all honesty. Yeah, it goes into it. The Q-tips are just, the cotton goes into the crevices, which is what you don't want. I need to get the, I don't know where I put it. I need to find the paper towel rolls, the brawny paper towel rolls. Those still work best. Isn't there HQ in New Mombasa? No, New Mombasa is where the Covenant attacked, because that's where the key to the Ark was. That's where the slip space portal that leads to the Ark was. So New Mombasa was just coincidentally built, not on top of, but right next to how you get to the most important Forerunner artifact in the entire, well, I was gonna say in the entire galaxy, but actually the Ark is located outside of the galaxy. But no, it's not in New Mombasa. The Ark, what is it? It has a specific name. Is it just called the Ark Slip Space Portal? I can't remember. But the Slip Space Portal is located in, or off the coast of New Mombasa. And then let's get the head. Let's build the head now. And I'll read the other chat once I find the head. The head was one of the first things I found earlier, so it's embarrassing that it's now nowhere to be seen. There's the backpack. What? We're gonna have to start labeling the bags. leave a bag in here? I did not. Okay, so where's the, it's right here. It's out of my visual plane. You guys could see it really easy. It's just right there. But for me, there's this whole, oh! Remember, chat, to secure your lids. Oh, that's awful. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. It's like nothing happened. It's just, don't worry about it. It's like it never happened. Just like brand new. Because Australia had more nightmare monsters than the Covenant itself. It's a natural defense. Oh, the one thing I think of is the one Oni base in New Mombasa. Yes, Oni did have a... If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because that was a lot of panel liner, and those fumes are really strong. I might need to get my mask out. Okay, so let's find the... No, we already found it. Okay. Let's do that, and let's start building this. How do I put this on when I have a headset on? Oh my god, this is impossible. Okay. Actually, one of the things I'm excited about with the new model, it almost looks like I'm still talking even though I have a mask on. That I'm still tracking. But it's actually, I hope to get a mask so that way we can do certain types of prep on stream and I can actually wear the mask on stream and then have the model have a mask on too. Ooh. That's something I'm also looking forward to with the rebrand. Oh god, I really need to save for an airbrush setup. That's something I'm sad I can never do on stream. Like, I can do that off stream, of course, but on stream, that's just gonna be impossible. Well... Actually, no, airbrushes are a lot more controlled. It's spray painting I can never do on stream because I just be paranoid about somehow it getting on the lens and then that ruining the camera. But you need to get an airbrush setup. You've seen so much real grade high new in purple color scheme. It really need... The purple color scheme, I think the high new looks good either in purple or blue. But I can understand you're like, I want the purple. I want it in the purple. Ooh. I think the Vercom Master Grade is in the purple, isn't it? And then this goes here. Anyways, Merrick, news from Indonesia military. We're just been planning to buy a whole bunch of jets. Ooh. From whom? I hope you're buying jets with a good track record. Oh. Damn it. Okay, so this is something I did not barter on. Give me some... I don't care, I've already ruined it. There's only been black paint in here, so I'm not really concerned about using this to water down my paint and contaminating it. Also, it's black, so it doesn't matter. But I need now to use this to fill in the visor. Ooh, because I did not realize that this is a visor that needs to be done like that. Everyone a little from everyone. The problem is logistics. Well, I feel like that buying it from everyone is going to create even worse logistical nightmares. Because you want to buy one type of jet, so you just have to support that one type of jet, repair that one type of jet. Ooh. Buying it from everyone does not seem like the wisest decision. Okay. You put in the purple. You put in the purple color, and you make us silver parts chrome. That actually sounds nice. And you make the piss-colored injection gold, pale champagne gold color. And I'm already losing gallons thinking about it. Gallons of paint, you know. Of course. Is there yellow on the high new? Yeah, there are very slight parts of yellow. They're all that piss injection yellow, but they're smaller, so they're not as bad as like the Hyakushiki. The Hyakushiki's awful to look at. I try to look at it and be like, it's not that bad. It's horrible. But these smaller gold quote unquote of the real grade high new is better, but it's still not ideal. But yeah, that's one thing I want to do. I need to get more metallic paints because I can't do this until next year. But when we do the water slide decals, I want to, it's actually right here. I put tape on it, which I'm gonna have to take off. Fuck you. But I actually put tape on because I want to get metallic paint to like add more metallics to this. So like right there under the grip, I think would be really nice. Let me get this, which fell on the floor. That is the spare parts bag, so I don't really care that much about it. The thing is, it works because of the country where the jet we bought it is at war, but the other one isn't. Then it's no problem. What? Oh, if the country where the jet we bought is at war, but the other one isn't, then it's no problem. I still don't quite understand that. There are a few very small bits, but I'd rather have them in champagne. Yeah, I mean, if you can, why not? It would look weird if you just painted, you know, some areas and then left other areas unpainted. When you do airbrushing, you kind of have to do the whole thing sometimes. If you do, like, once you get past the 50% mark, you have to do the whole thing. Because then you're going to be like, these are the, like, airbrushed parts, and these are the parts that I just didn't give a fuck about. So you kind of do have to go in for a penny, in for a pound, if you're going to be also doing all of the blue. If you're going to be redoing all of the blue, you're probably going to have to redo everything else as well. So it's like, it's understandable. Music. This is very close to the end, so we're going to go and look up Halo soundtrack. And we'll do the Halo soundtrack when this one kicks out. Thailand is conflict with Cambodia, and only one of them has an air force. Okay, for one thing, never go to war with... If you don't have an air force, just don't go to war with somebody who has an air force. Ooh, but then again, I don't know who started the war. God, I feel so sorry for Cambodia for its history. Wow, what the fuck is... I didn't know that Thailand... I know that in the past, Thailand and Cambodia have been a little spicy at one another. Well, why are they spicy at one another now? Oh, that was so clean, I wish I could say it was intentional. It kind of was. For example, if the parts of the jet come from Russia and they are currently at war, then we probably can't buy them. Oh, so what you're saying is, okay, they'd be using them, but if it's from a country that's not using the parts, we can just buy them. Also had a jet from France, and we still can buy stuff from them. Oh, yes, it's Thailand. Oh, okay. I see. So, the logistical issue is making sure that you can get parts because the original sellers aren't using the parts themselves effectively. I see. Okay. This is, I think, the first time I've always wanted to do this, but it's too much of a pain to do it on 1/44th scale. So I think this is the first time I'm actually painting a visor. And I'm really happy I am, because I've, again, always wanted to, but it looks really nice. Also, this is matte black. I thought I had a... Hold up, I'm going to look in my stock of paints real quick. I thought I had a gloss black as well. I wouldn't want a gloss black. Matte black is good here, but... Extremely flammable. Yes, it's flat black, which is pretty much just matte black. I need to get a gloss. I need to get more gloss paint. Let's add to that to the list. Paint in general. Still, my favorite paint is the char pink. Because if you ever have a mono eye in anything, if you just have a Zaku or anything else that has a pink mono eye, just a drop of this, because it's a gloss paint, is just better than using a sticker. Especially because if you do the gloss paint right, if you do the dot right, it'll be like a little bubble, so it'll be not concave, it'll be a convex little surface, so it'll have more dimensions. It won't just be a flat sticker, it'll be rounded. Cambodia doesn't have a single jet, I'm not surprised, and still using hand-cranked AA guns, I'm not surprised. I mean... Literally, you know, they had a leader who was like, we don't need to advance. In fact, it's better if we all went back to a pastoral feudal system. And it's like, wait a minute. Didn't you have a revolution to not be like that anymore? And it's like, don't worry about it. In fact, if you have any questions, if you do worry about it, I'm going to fucking kill you. Oh. What a charming fella. We're buying, like, some jets from India, South Korea, and the French, Russia. The French are pretty trustworthy. Ooh. Oh, God, I was watching a video recently about some French jets. France is, like, the real clean metal market for jets. Ooh. Sure, you're not gonna get, like, high-end jets like America, but you ain't affording those shit anyways. But France is has actually a really stellar history with selling middle market jets that are really good for their price point. Ooh. I don't know if that's still the case, but I hope it's the case, especially considering your country's buying jets from them. Want to try to play the new Terminator game? It has very good mods. We like. Do you mean the is it Terminator Resistance? The ones made by the same people who made the RoboCop game. I've heard really good things about that Terminator game. Okay. Have to plug things in perfectly for this kit, or it's just going to go like, no. A little bit of paint came off when I messed that up. I need to put on a little paint right at the bridge. A little bit of paint right here. Oh, the first was bad, but it's not fit. At first it was bad, but it's not fixed yet. That one? Okay. I've heard good things from oh, I need to talk to him. I heard good things from the captain, our Aussie friend. Ooh, I think their first video game adaptation was like a Rambo game. That wasn't very good, apparently. I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. Type 61 Gundam tank medic? What? Do you mean the hunter kit? Wait, no, the hunter killer is the flying one. Are they all called hunter killers? I can't remember, but I know what you mean. You mean the mecha tank that the Terminators have, which are really cool. I think you see them in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I think the flying ones are the only ones called hunter killers. What are the Terminator tanks called? Tanks called. No, I don't mean the... Oh no, they're all called hunter killers. For some reason though, a real life tank came up, the Russian Terminator tank. Fitting. Actually, fun fact, speaking of tanks and Terminators, Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he did his mandatory service in Austria, he actually was a tank captain, was his role in the military when he was in the Austrian military for his mandatory service. Fun fact. Which is kind of fitting, you know, like if you... Actually, no, that isn't fitting, because tanks, you normally have really small people, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was even a big dude back then. So, actually, why the fuck was he in a tank? Territory dispute, if you recall, between Cambodia and Thailand. During the Vietnam War, if I remember correctly, I think Viet Congs, didn't they go into Cambodia to get away from, like, Americans? Because it's, like, that's a neutral third party, effectively. But then, after the Vietnam War, Pol Pot started being like, we can't trust those Vietnamese. And it's like, you were trusting them the whole, like, Vietnam War. And then he started antagonizing them, and then, like, Vietnam invaded and, like, beat the shit out of Cambodia or something. Well, I can't remember the history of that. Oh, maybe it was a different country, but I know that he, like... I know during the Vietnam War, Viet Congs went into Cambodia to, like, get away from American troops, but either during or after the war, Pol Pot was like, I hate these Viet Cong for, like, because he's Pol Pot, he was fucking crazy. He just, like, his mood would change on the wind. And so, like, for no real reason, the two countries became enemies. I can't really remember. Ooh, I need to look back into that history. Then again, we have somebody who lived there, so... Ooh. There's also a Halo mod. No, Merrick, there's, I'm talking about the mod that turns the human resistance tanks into the type... Oh, I mean, the hunter-killer tanks are already kind of gun tanks, so I thought you were just talking about those. Let's see here. Was it the Vietnam War when the CIA did their wackiest fucking stunt that they're known for? And that is, there was like, it might have not been the Vietnam, it might have been somewhere else, but there was like a local legend of like a vampire. So what the CIA did, fucking sociopathic behavior, but it's the CIA, so go figure. They literally kidnapped a guy who was on patrol. Like they just went, they had like a SEAL team go in, they had like special forces Marines go in. Just like while a guy was just like doing his rounds, walking around the perimeter, they just grabbed him. They drained him of all of his blood, put 2 fucking like points into his neck like a vampire, sucked out all of his blood, then threw him back out onto the trail, just his corpse back on the trail. And it's just like, just to be like, yeah, there's vampires in the forest, you're scared now. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, that's obviously a war crime, firstly. Like, I don't know what part of it is, but that, some part of that has to be a war crime, like literally taking a dude and draining him of his blood, like some fucking macabre ritual. But also, what the like, who does that? Because like, oh yeah, we should pretend to be vampires to scare the enemy. What the fuck? Why did we do that? Because it's the CIA, they don't need a reason. French jets are actually when they were to be part of the joint division of the EU, mostly UK, to make a jet for the EU that parts are going to make from 3 different countries. Oh, okay. But France said no, so they made their own jets in which looks the same as the EU jets. That's France did that more, in all honesty. I like it when France is like, we're our own country. Ooh. France has a proud history. They should act on it more. When the CIA had so much money, they needed to use them for no reasons. I know this one's for... I forgot to put on the faceplate. I need to take the head apart again. I know this one was the Vietnam War, and this one also kind of fucked up. Also not very good. I mean, like, the execution was, like, not successful at all. But what they did was they like put on loudspeakers that like had people going like, I am your friend, like, and then they'd like say their name, and I am dead. Ooh, I didn't get a proper burial, and now I'll like never live, like now I'll always wander the afterlife. I'm a ghost. And the Viet Cong were just like, that's fucking stupid, and they just shot the speakers. Because this was also like 70s or like 60s speakers, so it wasn't like crisp sound quality. It's obviously like a speaker being like, I'm your dead friend. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Though in all honesty, I kind of wish Warm was more like that, whereas it's the funny parts, where it's just like, woo, are you scared yet? No. Woo. Are you gonna give up? No. Boo! It's better than us killing each other, I suppose. It's a lot preferable to you know, mass killing of each other. The reason why the EU make the decision is so that parts of are available for all the customization. It will be easier for each country. I just want to remind everyone, the EU is supposed to be a trade union. Okay, I just want to remind everyone that while we're talking about the EU commissioning, you know, weapons of war, it's supposed to be a trade union. Ooh. I just want to remind everyone that real quick. I feel like George Lucas might have been on to something, you know, with Star Wars and his trade unions. Maybe it's separatists, you know. Maybe he's on to something with the separatists. There's the face mask. That's when it goes on. And Vietnam pulled an Uno reverse card and invaded Cambodia and led Vietnam-China border conflict in the 79 Vietnam being sanctioned. I also know that like China also tried to help, like, well, they did help. I shouldn't say tried. They assisted during the Vietnam War. And then they were like, okay, so, like, now you're part of China, right? Vietnam? And Vietnam was like, fucking, no. And they're like, China's like, well, you don't get a choice. And, like, Vietnam looked at them and was like, dude, we literally just made the Americans leave the country. You're not America. Fuck off. I mean, you gotta give China credit for being delusional to like look at America literally doing attrition warfare and going, you know what, fuck it, we can't do this, and leaving. And then China going like, yeah, we can do that. It's like, no, you can't. Tis a silly place. Something I noticed when I played PUBG mobile is that when I use the M16 is that for some time they will get jammed. I didn't know that PUBG did jamming. After Far Cry 2, I thought everyone disagreed having guns jam was a bad idea in video games. I think that nobody liked that. In Far Cry 2, there was a mechanic where your guns could just randomly jam. Because you were in some like, there were two mechanics that were meant to make the game more immersive and everyone hated them. One was the fact that you had malaria, so you just had to constantly shoot yourself with medicine because you had malaria or you would die, which became really tedious. And the other one is your guns, because you're just in some Southeast Asian like fucking country, super high humidity with a bunch of guns that are like 20 years old that's just been sitting out in like, you know, the sun and rot for those all 20 years. Your guns would just randomly jam, so you'd just be firing and then just, oh, my gun's not working anymore. Then you'd have to press a button to like clear the jam in your gun. And it's just like, if this was an immersive sim game, immersive sim is the only thing. If this was like a simulator or super immersive game, which they were kind of going for, that would be cool. But nobody looks at Far Cry one and thought, you know what this needs? To be super immersive. Like you were doing, like you were getting high on drugs and like fighting monsters or some shit in like the first Far Cry. Like it wasn't realistic. Oh yeah, PUBG, they're making a new PUBG. It's a closed alpha right now. I remember when PUBG tried to say like, we invented Battle Royale, nobody else can do it. And everyone looked at them and was just like, no, shut up. And now Pokemon Company's doing that with like what is it, turn-based RPGs. Effectively, all of their suits against Pal World are effectively, no, we invented insert mechanic for like, you know, JRPGs that have existed since the founding of JRPGs. You can't do that because we invented it. It's just like fucking... Microsoft, that's not Microsoft, Nintendo, like, you don't have goodwill. It's just that the other companies had worse will than you. And you've squandered that. Everyone liked you, Nintendo, because you were the underdog, because you kept, like, underperforming compared to the Xbox and PlayStation for, like, 2 decades. Now that you're not underperforming, but you're still, and you're now being worse than ever, people hate you more than ever. Stop it. It's really bad for your image. Oh, because it's already on mobile. PUBG Black Budget, a new extraction shooter. Oh, they're making PUBG an extraction shooter. Or at least a version of an extraction shooter. It's Tarkov PUBG. I need to... The only one I ever played, the only extraction shooter I ever played, and I didn't play it a lot, but it was, I forget what it's called, but it was like you were in the bayou of, like, Louisiana, like, hunting, like, monsters. It was like a 1912 fantasy, effectively. Like, you had, like, guns, like, from the 1920s and 10s. And you were just in the bayou, just Louisiana bayou, just, like, finding, like, people who were, like, you know, making sacrifices to demons to become, like, you know, horrific hell spawn. And you just had to kill them because you just had bounties to do that. It's as you going into the bayous, just cleaning up the locals. I can't remember what that was called. Hunt Showdown. Yes, thank you. It's Hunt Showdown. I didn't play it a lot, but I wasn't very good at it because I'm just not that good at those type of games. But I'm also, because I'm not that good at those type of games, it kind of creates like a weird force field, as stupid as this might sound, where everyone expects you to play the game in certain ways because, you know, like everyone's conditioned to play the game in this way for these tactics. I'm just running up with my friends, just being like, I'm just like running up 5 minutes behind my friends. Like, I'm not even keeping up with them. And I'm like, guys, what are we doing? And so, like, what'll happen in half the time is, like, they killed all my friends, and then I just run up while they're just standing over the corpses of my friends, and I just kill all 3 of them, or so, like, I kill the 3 enemies, and I just pick up my friends, and I was like, hey, what happened? And it's like, well, you weren't there to help us, but you kind of picked us up because nobody thinks, oh, hey, they have a 3rd team member who got lost in the swamp. Or I'll just, like, take a path that, like, you're not supposed to take so people don't check it. So it's like an area where it's like, oh, nobody takes this path because it leaves you in the open because there's like a sniper's nest in like this, in a building over here. So it's just like, there's just a wide kill box over here. But the wide kill box is so well known, nobody walks across it. So nobody looks at it because nobody walks across it. But I don't know this is a kill box. So I walk across it without dying because nobody's looking. That's my Hunt Showdown experience. Just bumble fucking around, walking up to people, shooting them in the back of the head, going, huh, that was weird. That has happened so many times. I played a mobile extraction game. I forgot the name. I just poured out the legs. I need to pour out the arm. I poured out the wrong piece. Cowboy X Monster Hunting like game. It's either Arena Breakdown, says Ricey, or Breakout Lock. Damn, fucking Ricey just knowing those games. Oof. I'm still waiting until I see Derek again, because I want to thank Derek. I already thanked him on stream, but I want to thank Derek again for reminding me about Lost Exile, because that is an anime that has been bouncing around in my head for like a decade. I saw that shit like a decade ago, and I've just been wondering, what the hell did I see? Did I really see it? Was that just a fantasy? And when he was like Lost Exile, and I looked up the episode, I saw that like, yes, it is Lost Exile. I was like, oh my god. There's no way. When he said Gentleman Warfare, I really did. The shorts actually shows it, but like I really did have that Anton moment from Ratatouille where he just said Gentleman Warfare with flying ships, and my brain immediately was just like, holy shit, that's the thing I've been thinking about for 10 years. I shouldn't be muted. Ba 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 ba. OBS says I'm not muted. I only played it for a month in Detroit. Chat, can you hear me right now? Because OBS says I'm not muted. I'm not. My microphone is not red, so that means it's not muted. We had this problem like last stream, but that was different. Let me check. You hear fine? Okay, thank you, Opus. Then again, Ricey might have just been being sarcastic as well. I'm not quite sure. Because I do mute myself on occasion. Let's see here. Let's build the arms a little. What time are we at? Oh yeah, we have enough time to build the elbows. Asses and elbows, one of my favorite English vernaculars to say that somebody's ungainly. You're not right now, but there's 10 seconds where the model was moving, but it's not. That might have just been me like turning around and like looking. And when I do that, sometimes the mouth will move and do stuff, but yeah, if I like... My mouth was closed that entire time. I just realized... Yeah, no wonder my tracking's been so bad today. I just realized I forgot to move... I forgot to move my camera. So my model has just been like kind of fucking around, just bobbing around, just doing its own thing. I forgot to move the camera. My camera has been pointed like almost 90 degrees at my head this whole time. Because how my desk is set up. I was like, you know, the tracking seems weird today. Like, it seems a little inconsistent whenever I'd look at the feed. That's weird. And when I looked at the feed this time, I noticed there's a white light above my monitor. And I'm like, oh, why is there a white light? That's the camera. Oh, no. Only most professional streaming here. But that would make it a lot worse. But I was actually just bobbing up and down, though, when I was demonstrating. That was also me just bobbing up and down to show. So, like, whenever I put my head down to build, it might look like I'm opening and closing my mouth. It's not muted. Merrick didn't say anything for a second and made a background music stop, which is good timing. The music did get quiet during that. Can I give you a word of wisdom? Nah. Nah, you can, but I'm not going to promise I'll listen. You can give whatever you want. But that don't mean it gonna stick. Okay, I do need to prep these parts. Oop. And I need to prep these parts before putting it together. Oh, that's delightful. Okay, so it would appear that this is just thick enough where I have to use a brush. Because panel liner won't fill it in properly. So firstly, can I get rid of that? Yes. Okay. Google 667 will give you motion sickness. Oh yeah, that's right. Like 6.7 will shake your screen if you look it up on YouTube, on Google, which is owned by YouTube, which is owned by Alphabet. But Alphabet is not an Alphabet agency, it's just an Alphabet company. If you one day had enough subs and start doing merch and stuff, make sure you don't do too much of them. Ooh, oh, I do focused merch. I do like small things. I'm no Tomoe Umari. I can't get away with all the merch that she does. I'm not nearly as marketable as a military horse girl. That looks fucking beautiful. Damn it. And then abs. Ooh, it is the abs. It is the source of her power. Her abs and her breasts get more defined and bigger with each new model. Ooh, am I wrong for noticing it, or would I be wrong for not noticing it? For example, if you make a calendars, plan it carefully. No matter how much subs you have, don't expect everyone of your... Well, yeah, there's ways you can actually do like research into how active your chat is and how, you know, you'd want to like base it off of like how many members you have and how much donations you get, or donos, whatever you want to call them, you get annually. So you can like, you'd want to base it off of how much money people are already spending. And you wouldn't, and whatever you do the merch for, you'd want to make it in line with that and not greater than it. Like I know that. Luckily, a lot of VTuber merchandise companies let you do pre-orders. So what that means is what they do is they will use pre-orders to estimate how much they should make, and they'll make a surplus in for those who weren't able to pre-order. But generally, for a lot of there's a lot of companies that VTubers can work with that actually take that into account. That kind of take the calculus into account already, luckily. Because I know a YouTuber who originally ordered 10K calendars. That's way too many. But his friend said make 20K instead, saying that it will sell like crazy and it will promote them. That's the thing. It's like you have to sell what you know you can sell. Don't sell what you think you can sell, because then that's how you get into debt and you just don't make a profit. Like you have to break even. Ooh, it's just basic business. Like, and the thing is, if there is a demand, you can always do a second run. If there's a demand for more, you can do a second run of something. Is another thing that a lot of people don't understand. They think they have to make everything at once and not, you know, make some things then make more later. That's the thing. And that means he didn't break even. If he'd even sell like half of that, if like, okay, let's say he sold 700, if he had made a 1,000 originally instead of making 2,000, he probably broke even, and probably would have done well. But because he made 2,000, instead of having a surplus of, you know, 300, now he's a surplus of 1,300. You know, and it's just like, how do you move those? And they're calendars, so they're limited relevance. After the first few months, a calendar isn't going to sell anymore, because anyone who wants a calendar already has a calendar. After, you know, by March, anyone who wants a calendar for the year has a calendar. So it has a limited sell window, which is also something you have to take into account, which is why I would not sell calendars. I'd sell a plushie or something. And not a plushie of myself. I'd probably sell a plushie of the mascot, which we don't currently have, but we will have after the rebrand. Actually, I thought of a way where you guys can customize the mascot to your liking, to have personalized versions of the mascot. And I'm very happy how I thought of that. It's a thing, and it's... Well, the thing is, his big YouTuber, like 5 million subs. You still need to take into account, like, he can probably eat that because he's a big YouTuber. He can eat the loss, but you still need to, you can't get ahead of yourself. You need to focus on, again, you just need to keep yourself grounded. You need to know what your audience can do, and you can't expect them to do more than what they can afford. And you shouldn't see your audience as something you get, like, you milk money from. You should see your audience as people who give you money. Ooh. Because at the end of the day, in entertainment, you're not providing a measurable good. You're not providing something like, say, a written work or a movie or what have you. You're providing entertainment. You're providing a very ephemeral service to people. Ooh, and that's inconvenient. You just gotta keep that shit in mind. Thing is, what lets you grow as a creator isn't necessarily a good business sense. It's being a good entertainer, and those two just don't go hand in hand necessarily. A plushie of a current channel profile pic would be goofy. Ooh, it would. Ooh. Actually, that's one of the hardest things I've been doing, is trying to design the mascot. Originally, I wanted to contract somebody, and I am going to contract somebody, but I've been trying to design the mascot myself for a while. I know what the mascot is. Like, it's a very simple design. The problem is, though, that I either go too cartoonish with the design, I either make it too simplified or too detailed. And I can't get that middle ground, is the issue I've been dealing with. I'll dress your mascot into a furry Miku. That'd be weird, because the mascot's going to be a fucking Saurian, so that'd be fucking weird if you did that. That'd be heretical, even. Because it's not cool. It wouldn't be a plushie of me. It'd be a plushie of the mascot, just for clarification. Not to say that I'm gonna be a fucking Saurian. Let's see here. And there we go. That black line goes so... You guys know, but I just imagine somebody who doesn't do Gunpla a lot is just like, it's a black line. That black line goes hard. That black line, it means so much. I'll take the plushie as my channel and make it as a clip channel for Merrick. Oh, I'd be flattered. Actually, one thing I need to do is I need to compile my clips, and when my stream starts, what I hope to do for BRB screens and when my stream starts, just to play clips, and I have enough clips to do that. Ooh, and I just need to work them into videos. Pretty much, I'm taking my most successful shorts, and I'm just looking at what clips are most successful, and I'm putting those into a clip video. And while I'm doing that, hold up, I was just making sure I did this correctly. While I'm doing that, I also have to write the script for the GM command space review, which has been started. Ooh. Normally, I don't like to talk about projects because I don't like to make promises that are unfulfilled, but actually, that is started. The GM command review is actually has been started, and it's not going to come out like anytime soon. It's not coming out until January, but I'm actually really excited about that. In all honesty, it says no wait, like this, and then it goes on like this. And then this one goes on like this? No, this goes on like this, and then you put them both on together. What is... What? What is the... What is the... This feels like madness. Hold on. This... Okay, so... This goes on like this. And then they both go on like this. Okay. That is a really small matter of detailing, but also really cool that they did it. Just a little confusing as to what was going on. The YouTuber I mentioned earlier, his friend made a more successful merch, and it's so good you would buy it, Merrick. I don't know, dude. I didn't buy my corporate OC's plushie when that shit was available. And I still regret it. But I didn't do that. I need to have the money to buy it. I can't buy shit right now, man. I was busy too. I was too busy buying gifts for people this year. You'd buy it. I ain't buying shit. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. But if it's good merch, I mean, that sounds... Ooh, I'm happy to hear it. And then this goes on like this. And then finally... What the hell does this do? Oh, this goes on here. This is the shoulder point. Ooh. These are the shoulders. Ooh. Oof. Ooh, what the hell? Why did you go in at an angle? There we go. So I had to take that off screen to see what was going on. I'm still figuring out water slides. I did the Moon Gundam and currently doing the GP01 full burner. It doesn't look bad, but a little bit too busy. That is a problem with the water slides, is like when you see the real grades, for one thing, it's just like getting all those little things on seems like it would take forever. But it's really finding the balance between how much detail you want, and it's kind of like a painting where, or any piece of art really, where you have to every now and then just take a step back and look at it. When I say take a step back, I mean literally stand up, put the model up, and like have it standing in however you want it to stand. Take a step back, look at it, and go like, is that enough? Or do I want more detail? Ooh. Like in painting and drawing, a very big rule of thumb is to use your thumb. And by that I mean is what you do is you stand up, and you stand and you hold your thumb up, and you might have seen artists do this, and you might be like, why are they doing this? Like, have you ever seen an artist like stand and like look at their thumb while they're like have their painting in front of them? What they're doing is they're trying to they're trying to do multiple things, like alter their perspective, literally their point of view. And what they do is they're trying to get the proper distance away from the painting so they know the viewing distance of how close they should be when they would be looking at it normally. So the arm is more a way to gauge distance for them away from the painting, and this is how far people would normally stand to look at the painting, and that's why they're doing that. And you kind of need to do that with pretty much any visual piece of art. And so if you're having trouble figuring out how much detail to do with water slides, like how much is too much, it's again up to you. But one of the best ways you can do is just, again, take a step back and look at it. You think like ace numbers, intake thrusters, and moving panel warnings, and maybe some unique labels. This one should depend on which kit. That's also true. It depends on which kit, because a real grade has those higher levels of detail, has all those extra panels. So having the extra stickers on it, the extra decals on it, kind of feeds more into it. But if you have something like this would also could serve with a lot of decals or be a bit more bare, depending on how anime accurate you'd want to make it, the Alex. But then if you had, say, something like a classic Zaku, you could throw some water slide decals on like a Zaku Master Grade or something, but the Zaku is just the Zaku. It kind of looks fine with like minimalist decals. So again, having the approach to keep it varied based on what you're working on is also a healthy mindset. It's called Broke Boys Club, the merchandise. He planned to make a 10K, but a lot of people bought it, and he goes over and sells the sales target, which he said was around 22,000K. That's why you got it. He learned from the advice he gave his friend. It sounds like he's like is that you make as much as you need, and then if you need, you make more. We're gonna do the arm cannons, which I, before actually prepping this, misunderstood. I thought the Alex only had an arm cannon in one of its arms, like the High New Gundam. I think the High New Gundam only has a cannon in its left arm. But I forgot, I think the Alex actually has a cannon in both arms, if I remember correctly. It's just that we only see one cannon being used at a time, but it uses, I think, the left arm cannon to destroy the Kampfer. But then when it fights the Zaku, I think it gets its right arm cannon destroyed. When the Zaku uses the Heat Hawk and it goes into the hand and destroys also the arm cannon, I think it's on the right arm. And I never really thought about that. My brain was always just like, it's just the left arm both times. Maybe it was supposed to just be the left arm, but what happened is in the animation, they turned the slide around and it ended up being the right arm because like it's a reverse shot effectively. That could be what happened. Just thinking about it. And you might be like, why would they reverse the shot? For composition and direction. That might actually technically be a retcon. Or maybe it was originally supposed to have a cannon on both sides. It definitely has room on both sides for a cannon. I want decals to make sense that they're marking. A lot of decals applied on the Moon Gundam are just small circles with a line on the side and doesn't mean anything. That does seem pretty tedious. Ooh. That's kind of what I feel like about with custom panel lining, is that like the panels, again, each panel line is a weak point. The song is just closing, that's why it's so quiet. Is a weak point. Every panel line is a weak point in the armor. So what you want to do is you want to maximize accessibility and protection. And so you need to find a balance between those two. And sometimes you can get like really good designs with like people adding panels, but then you'll see how the panel is like going right across the thigh or something, which would be where you want the armor to be the strongest, because that's like the forward plating. You wouldn't want a panel line right there. It looks nice, but then you kind of think about it and you're like, this is a real robot. But again, that's also just a matter of aesthetics. But for me, the grounded nature of it is what helps make the aesthetics go that extra distance. Who can? If someone he likes, in which his nice guy could get you to promote his merch for free, VTuber got to have his merch, the hoodie, Broke Boys Club. Oh, that's nice. So he just helps smaller creators as well. That's always really cool. Pippa kind of does. She doesn't like promote people's merch, but Pippa actually does give streamer advice to people. Pippa gives some general advice and what have you, and she raids into smaller channels. She actually still watches, like, she looks for smaller channels to like get interested in. Pippa's one of those rare cases where you have a creator who's also a fan of the thing, but still, while being a creator, keeps up with the thing they're a fan of, which can be really difficult, to be honest. Ooh. Like, since I started streaming, I still watch VTubing streams, but it's hard to watch as much as I was before I started creating. But Pippa loves VTubing as a whole. And she is a blessed little bunny girl. A cursed little bunny girl, but a blessed one nonetheless. We're going to get out this. Thank God that was closed. There's something funny about the fact that the GM is just called the Gym, and there's just a mech in Gundam called the Gym Cannon. There's something funny about the fact that there's just a mech called the Gym, which is one of the most grounded things I think in all of Gundam. The fact that there's just a piece of military hardware where they're just like GM, Gym. So everything's just called Gym. It's like if there was a plane called the Dave, because it was like the, you know, DAV, and they're just like, it's the Dave. That's probably one of the most real robot things in Gundam. I like those little things. Ah, it's close enough. It's the Dave. It's the Gym. Saying GM, that takes too much time. That takes too much brain power for your average enlisted. Ooh. Conscripts can't fucking just think of two letters simultaneously. No, it's just the Gym. Ooh, that's just one syllable. Far easier. Actually, a lot of new VTubers get a boost because they react to a group he's a part of, and they all very nice, and he likes a lot of them. Oh, that's very cool. Ooh. I need to reach out to like more people, specifically VTubers my size. This year I was supposed to do that, and I didn't. That's probably my biggest regret this year. While taking a focus and making myself better, I kind of let me getting better at forming relationships slip through the crack. Me reaching out kind of fell through in the process, sadly. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, I think I see. Ah, it's not going on. Hello, Ivan. Welcome back. Well, maybe you've just been lurking. The other VTuber is the one I usually sent in the clip of VTuber part and their group now. Okay. GM is literally just the real world M4 Sherman tank. You mean just the fact that it was mass produced? And the Zakutu is the real world Panzer IV tank? Pretty much. I mean, if you think of the Gelgoog as the, as the Tiger, it kind of does, like, all fit together pretty cleanly. Ooh, it's like, yeah, we made this, like, you know, really powerful tank at the end of the war. What's that? The enemy does, like it has, like, super hard armor, and it can, like, move faster than the other tanks. What's that? The enemy just put bigger guns on the tanks they already had? Fuck. How much did that cost them? It cost them, like, no money? Shit, like, we put, like, all of our military budget into making this new tank. They just put a bigger gun and called it the Firefly? Fuck! That's allowed? I mean, that's kind of like what the fucking Gym Sniper is. It's like we put so much money into developing the Gelgoog, and then the Federation was just like, just keep the Gym, just make it a little more customizable, and the Aces were like, they make the Gym Sniper and like, this is the greatest mobile suit we've ever seen. Mind you, it's like the second mobile suit they've ever seen. But they're like, this is the greatest mobile suit we've ever seen, said the pilots of the Federation. And it's like, what is it? It's just a Gym with, like, again, better joints and a bigger gun. How much money did it cost? Not a lot. Not as much as a Gelgoog. Gelgoog, Panzer, Dom, Tiger, oh, Panther, and Zaku 2 Panzer. Ooh. I know it was never on the battlefield, but would that make... I mean, would you say the Zeong would be the mouse then? Ooh. Oh, that is skipping. That song just skipped really hard. No, the Panther Tiger is the Dom and Rick Dom. Okay, fair. See, the... Ooh, and then there's the Ball. The Ball is literally, like, what was it? That one Australian who was like, I put armor on a tractor. I call it, like, the, like, Matilda tank. No, the Matilda tank was actually the World War I. But it's like, I call it, like, the Bessie or whatever. He gave it, like, a silly name. But that guy was a little wild. He was just like, I put armor, I made a killdozer. It's effectively what one Australian did. Is like, yeah, can I get a military contract? Ooh, I forget what that one is called, but the guy did make a killdozer for like World War II in Australia, and he's like, this'll be efficient. This'll fight with actual military vehicles. It was just had like sheet metal thrown on it. It was the saddest fucking thing. And... oh. Damn it. Okay, I messed this up. Luckily, this is a really easy fix. But what I did was I put this piece on backwards. Ball, Bob tank. It's a... you know what it is? It's just fucking any Italian tank. Take your pick. Take your pick. Any Italian... I know the Italians were, you know... ooh. I mean, I know the Italians were part of the Axis powers, but if we're just going for tanks, it's just... the Italians... ooh, Hitler. Like, I think I want to, like, go and... like, I think I want to do another World War. Benito Mussolini. Okay, but I'm gonna need time, like, to, like, build up my army. Hitler. No. People always make fun of the Italian military, but like the big thing is like Hitler kind of like went off sure cock. Is that Hitler was like annexing territories and he didn't expect like the war to start with Poland, but he was like he also was like, I'm not questioning the fact that it's starting with Poland, I'm just accepting it. And Benito was like, shit, we haven't made any tanks yet. Why is this not coming off? I can't get this piece off and I'm getting a little frustrated. They did make the GM Crazy customizable, and the GM Quell was made into the Hazel Gundam, and that thing is advanced on Zeta. Ooh, cheap viewers piss off. And can guess the modularity of it. Yeah, that's the thing. They made modular systems. Is either because the Federation was too cheap to make special suits, or they realized that they didn't have enough time to develop special suits during the 1 Year War. They just made a customizable platform, and this is awful. I cannot get this off. The other part came off really easy, and this one isn't coming off at all. I'm just gonna put this one on, just so I have this on and I don't need to worry about it. But let me get this on, and I'm struggling to get this off without breaking it. Part separator, don't fail me now. I am... oh my goodness, that is... okay, now we put this piece on like this. Just because we got the piece on backwards. Let's double check we're putting it on correctly. And yes, when everyone asks, that tank I am bringing up in War of Thunder is the modern tank era. I say a small light tank from World War II. The L20, look it up. It's the light tank, like L20 came up with a pill, so let me put up L20 tank. That's adorable. L20 light tank designated Sweden, designed by Sweden. One tank and one tank chassis was ordered by the Swedish Army in 36, and one chassis was ordered by Norway. The same year, the chassis sold to Norway became Norway's first ever tank after an improvised turret and makeshift armor had been... So they just had one tank each per country? What the... And Norway had like a tank with just like... They just were like, fuck it, we're just gonna like improvise a fucking turret cannon. A turret. Oh, what a silly little boy. But I was thinking of like one of those light tanks, one of those like light high mobility tanks that the Italians had. Now imagine I come out in the modern battlefield tank like that. I don't think it's gonna go too well. I like how before World War II, a big thing was people like, well, tanks aren't that impressive because we have anti-tank rifles. And then like both the Germans and Russians were just like, yeah, but if we like make the armor thicker, the anti-tank rifles can't shoot through the tanks. And everyone was just like, shit! We didn't see this one coming! What? Wait, you can just make the tank thicker? You sloped the armor? Fucking Soviets weren't sloping shit. And a lot of German tanks weren't sloping shit until like the later part of the war. Ooh. Okay, so this goes here. This feels like such a massive component. Which makes me kind of curious of how it's all going to just slide into the arm and be hidden. Mind you, the arm has massive, like, holsters for it. But I feel like it's still going to be impressive when you put the arm together and you're like, it's gone, it disappeared, it's magic. And then this piece goes here. And is that a polycap? No, no polycaps used, thank God. There are polycaps in this kit. I want to make that distinction right now. It doesn't mean no polycaps at this part. I hope the polycaps hold up. I do not want another GM command space type. I want this to compete with... I really do want this to compete with the F91 for my favorite kit of the year. Ooh. This kit's going well so far. The GM also was going well until we built the legs. So I just cannot be optimistic, sadly. The GM command space has broken my spirit. I don't know, this is a hot take, but the High Nu versus Nightingale is better than the Nu versus Azabi. I need to read the manga. And the smaller High Nu against the monstrous Nightingale calls back to the F91 Z. That is true. The size discrepancy does kind of make Char more intimidating. One problem with the fight in the Char's counterattack is Amuro kind of is just the better pilot. Amuro is very obviously just better. Let me get Halo, the first game soundtrack. But like when he's piloting like the advanced like Zeta Gundam, like the RG, whatever it's called, like he's already holding his ground. He's on the back foot, but he's like holding his ground still, and you're like, okay. Then it's just like, okay, he gets like a Gundam again. He gets an actual Gundam, and you're like, okay, he's just gonna kick ass with this, and then he does. the one, what is his name, Gus or whatever, is like, I'll fight you, Amuro, and Amuro just, again, I say this every time, but Amuro shoots him in the back and is just like, who the hell was that? Amuro flies past him, and just shoots him in the back without even, like, taking a second thought. Like, he's just like, oh, that was a, like, why did that grunt have different colors? Whatever, time to go fight Char, and then he fights Char, he just punches Char. Like, they both end up, like, losing their beam swords or whatever, or they run out of energy. I can't remember which one. But he just punches Char out of his mech. He punches Char so hard that Char flies out of his fucking mech in an escape pod. It's just like at that point, you kind of know, like Char never stood a chance. But with the Nightingale, yeah, it has, like, the skirt, swords and whatnot, and it's just more intimidating. It's more of a beast. Like, I can definitely see that sentiment. There are X78 as the F91. I don't know which ones I'm saying, dude. I get the Gundams all mixed up all the time. I'm too stupid for this. I'm too dumb. I'm just a pretty face, chat. You gotta be patient with me. I'm just a pretty face. Actually, next year I do hope to build the Zeong. I don't think I put it on any polls. I might have put it on one poll this year, but it should have been on more. It's just that it's a big real grade, so I just keep getting intimidated by it and not putting it on any polls. And I should fix that next year. I might have to glue this on. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Because this gun keeps falling off, as it's not the most secured, and once it's in the arm, I don't want to deal with it, so I might have to use some plastic cement later. Okay, and then, oh, we have an armor piece we're missing. This armor piece goes on, like, this. Okay. And, oh, I see how they're hide. Oh, that's actually a really good way to hide the arm gun. Is the arm gun is hidden. So this is the wrist of it. So the arm gun is really keenly hidden in here. And I'm just not able to, why am I not able to get it to come up properly? There we go. It comes up like this, and then it goes down like this. Ah. So it actually doesn't come up that high, but it doesn't need to. And then we put this here. And this goes here. Let's get the arm lined up. And then, oh. God, I hope this arm holds together. I hope there's, like, things in the asymmetrical parts of the arm that keep it all held together properly. And then can we not be difficult? There we go. And then, okay, we're over time too much. I was like, can we finish the arms? No. No. Okay, and do we have the arms on correctly? We do. So everything up until this point is symmetrical, but then when we start next time, we can do the asymmetrical parts of the arms. But this looks really neat with it being de-armored. Actually, saying that, before we end, I want to turn to the page where it doesn't have armor, and I want to put these back in the baggies that they came from so they're organized. Merrick Someone says the 9/11 was in 2008. What will you tell them? Are you fucking retarded? Not you, chat, but I mean just the person. It would be my first reaction. Was September 11th, 2001. It took place in 2008. I don't know. I think the dates have a fucking... I think September 11th, 2001 did not take place in 2008. I could be wrong now. But I'm pretty sure there's some, like, things with, like, thermodynamics and the laws of physics and, space-time, which preclude those things from being simultaneous. Ooh. Let's get to the... I actually just want to look at the midway point. Oh yeah, there it is. That's what it looks like without armor on its biceps. It is ungainly, but that's just because it's a frame. But I am happy with how much we're building. I hope next year, because you guys, one of you posted on the Discord that the RE100, which I did not know until I got to Degay, but the RE100 Zaku is getting reprinted, but I did not know until the Degay, it's not called the Degay, it's called the Gay, the Danan Gay, that RE stood for Reborn 100. I don't know why. I thought it stood for Revived 100. Ooh. As in, it is a Revived 100 scale. But I guess Reborn is like the same difference. It's just English is a bit finicky. In fact, he in fact is a it's the same YouTuber that I mentioned earlier and sold his calendar. Ooh. Also his Irish. Ooh. Well, fucking how old is he? I guess we know he's under... God, he has to be fucking... He has to be a Zoomer at that point. Ooh. Okay, let me find a place to send you guys out to. Let me put out what we've built so far. We have the arms right here. We'll put you in a baggie. Not on stream, but I'll get a baggie out for it. Just so it's not bumping up against other parts. I'll put that in that little baggie, even though I should have an empty bag somewhere, but I don't. We'll put you in a bag. Keep everything organized. We have the shoulders to do next week or Friday. I don't know I'm not quite sure how much time I have to build this kit, so we might actually just do this on Friday for a very unusual stream. Ooh, I forgot to put the suction cup man question on stream, so we can't watch it tonight. Damn it. Let me end the poll. The Zaku FZ, is that the winner? Is that the winner, or did it tie? Tell me, it tied with the Gundam Alex, balanced as everything should be. And then the nobody voted for the Comfer. That's actually surprising. That's actually legitimately surprising that nobody voted for the Comfer. He's in his 30s in this one. I know he's Irish, but still not knowing it happened in 2001 is fucking... If you're in your 30s and you don't know when 9/11 happened, that's fucking crazy if you think it happened in like 7 years later. He is in his 30s and had a daughter, sorry, his half black child and half... Ooh. Okay. Okay, good for him. I don't know why it's sorry his half black child. Fucking my Kamiyoshi's half black. Fucking Tomoe Umari's half black. But we have pretty much everything else laid out. We have the backpack. We have the polycaps. I'm still dreading this polycap because this was the polycap that was weak in the GM. But we have the legs. We have everything ready. And it's all of its OCD glory. Let's see if we can actually set up the pieces symmetrically. It's gonna be a mess regardless. But let me look for a place to send you guys off to. I need to watch that new Suction Cup Man episode. I just keep forgetting to put a poll for it on stream. Let me move the microphone as well, so... Okay. Let me get... Ah, chat, you look so weird. I put you back into OBS and you're all scuffed. The Confer is cool design, but the anime is kind of ass how it went down. It it has this big fight with the Alex, and then, like, at the end, the Alex just goes like, I have a wrist gun, by the way. Bang, 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 bang. It's such like a, I have taken off all of your armor, and now you're vulnerable. It's like, let's have a duel. And then the Alex does an Indiana Jones, effectively. Is the Confer pulls out its blade and is like, I'm ready to do this. Like, it's you and me, mano a mano. Well, not mano a mano, but you and me, beam saber to beam saber. And the Alex is just like, this fight's been going on for too long. I wonder if that was intentional, if it was intentionally supposed to be like... Hold up, let me move my thing. If it was meant to be like a Raiders of the Lost Ark, that it was meant to be that the Confer is, you know, pulls out its sword and then gets shot down immediately, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I wonder if that was intentional. He got blacked. Good for him. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. I hope you liked the stream as much as I liked doing it today. It was very fun. Ooh, my desk is a mess. You're welcome to also Gundam. Because I need to make it clear what his child will look like after he's married and his black fucking... The man had a history of misspeaking with questionable stuff in his and he blattered and he is hitting a good score. Oh, okay. Everyone misspeaks. That's actually not too uncommon among streamers. But let me look for a place first for the viewers on Twitch. We're gonna link out because, again, I keep forgetting to install the thing that shows me my actual numbers. I'm gonna send you to Komorime, who is a friend of Atya, who's also a vampire. So there you go. She's playing Peak. And for YouTube, let me see where I can send you. Ooh, tomorrow we are doing viewers pick. You guys voted, and across the polls on Discord, YouTube, and Twitter, the votes came in, and the winner is Subnautica. So we're going to be playing some Subnautica tomorrow, which I'm excited by. We might actually make Subnautica the weekly Friday stream at the new year. I shouldn't send you this direction, but I have to send you to the Pipkin Pippa. She's doing like a reaction to like real crime shit, and that's always like, that's some of her best work, dude. People are being interviewed. Like, it's those videos where like she's watching people being interviewed by police, and then they just incriminate themselves because they're really stupid and they think they can get away with lying. I love Subnautica too. We might actually, again, that's why it might become the series, the weekly streams for Fridays. Ooh. You shorten Merrick to Mary? I shorten Merrick to Mary all the time. I just waiting for the nostalgic game stream. I mean, that's kind of what yesterday was to a certain degree. That was very nostalgic for me, but I kind of got distracted by the horrible pixels. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. Again, we're doing viewers pick tomorrow. What are we doing the day after that? I still don't know what we're doing on Friday. On the 23rd, we're gonna have a Festivus special, and we're either going to be watching It's a Wonderful Life or the Star Wars Life Day Christmas special. And whichever one we don't do on the 23rd, we're going to be doing on the 26th. I'll have that determined by either tomorrow or Friday at the latest. I need to just ask the people who I'm watching with, you know, which ones they want to watch. But that's for next week. But I want to get that out now. We are going to have a Christmas special. Not on Christmas itself, because I'm not streaming on Christmas Eve or Christmas, because I'm going to be with family. But on Festivus, which is the 23rd, Festivus for the rest of us, we're going to have a watch-along special, and we're going to have a watch-along special on the 26th as well. So I hope you can join us then, but in the meantime, have a great day, wonderful life, and remember, don't lose your heads, whether you've been a chatter or a lurker. I love ya. Have a good night, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with Subnautica.